I can't say I'm surprised to hear so many conservatives call for gun control. Not all of them. Many of them have stuck to principle and said we can't do it, and have made good points that if you allow them to ban guns based on a mental illness diagnosis, they will pathologize right-wing thinking. So I tweeted something a while back. I said, should someone be barred from owning a gun if they're diagnosed as mentally ill? Most people said yes. But it was like 60-40. A bunch of people said no, and they said because who gets to determine whether or not someone's mentally ill, and there are challenges there. However, through due process, you can lose your rights. So I think if someone is determined through an adversarial court to be a danger to themselves and others, then we restrict their rights. That's called criminal court. When you're in prison, you don't have a right to keep and bear arms. So I think there is a point at which we could say, all right, we're not going to arrest you and lock you up, but you can't have a gun anymore, right? Well, following what happened on Monday, tons of people are saying, yes, if you're mentally ill, no guns for you. And the poll I posted, well, now it's like 2-1. Now it's like 70% to 30%. Which brings me to this video, which I find absolutely hilarious. Cenk Uyger going pro-gun? What? Charlie Kirk posted this. 3 days ago, Cenk Uyger urged trans Americans to get guns because right-wing lunatics are going to attack them. Turns out the opposite is true. Let me play the clip from the Young Turks.
I'll be a little bit of a hypocrite here, but it's not. I'll explain why I'm saying it. I don't like guns. I would ban assault weapons in a second. We can go on and on about the gun control that we need in this country.
Sure. First stop. What's an assault weapon? Define it. Because they can't. They don't know what it is. And when they do try to ban it, they're like, you can't have a pistol grip. And it's like, okay. So my Ruger 1022 with a 100-round drum is fine so long as I don't put a pistol grip on it? Okay, sure, dude. Anyway, continue, Cenk.
And I always tell people, don't get guns. It'll make you less safe.
All right, I got to pause right there again. Make you less safe. Don't get guns. It'll make you less safe. That's what he says. Okay, let me tell you something. Should I go box the bear that is attacking my chicken coop? Now, I'm not suggesting I'm going to successfully maim or kill a bear, but I would prefer to have a gun in the event a bear is attacking my property. And it has happened before. So there are a variety of things you can have with your gun, like rubber buckshot. What you want to do is you want to scare the thing away. You don't want a dead bear. You don't want to kill. You don't want to deal with it. Don't get a gun that'll make you less safe. So when coyotes, when foxes, when snakes, dude, come on. This is this guy is a city urban liberal type through the roof. He has no idea what he's talking about.
I'm going to make an exception here.
Oh, an exception?
For trans people.
Oh, for trans people.
They are actually in danger. They have had hundreds of laws passed against them. They have right-wing media ginning up fear against them.
Okay, whoa. My friend, Cenk, I'm going to have to ask you to come on Timcast IRL so we can have a conversation about this, an honest and legitimate one. Because you just said that trans people should get guns because they're in danger and then said laws are being passed against them. Are you suggesting that they need to use weapons because laws are being passed against them? When we as a democratic society determine something is illegal, we don't encourage people to go get guns to deal with that illegality. That's like prohibition happened. Mobsters better go get guns. No. We don't want violence. Guns are for other things. Now, don't get me wrong. I get it. If Cenk wants to make the point that tyrannical government must be resisted by force, sounds awfully right-wing of him. And I'm not in that camp. I'm not. I think you can resist tyrannical government to the extent they're literally killing people and you're defending themselves. But if a law gets passed, we need to resist that law through nonviolent civil disobedience to a certain degree. And what I mean is, just because it's legal doesn't mean it's right. The Nazis claimed what they were doing was legal. But I'm saying when it comes to literal genocide, now what these people are doing is because they understand that principle. They're arguing that a law saying you can't give kids sex change is genocide. But let's play more video.
24/7, they are targeted more than any other group in America. And if anyone should get guns, it should be trans Americans, okay? Because I'm worried for them. I'm worried that the right-wing lunatics are going to attack them as they have over and over again. And by the way, it's not just right-wing lunatics. Other people attack trans folks as well.
So, okay. Cenk Uyger is saying that because they're in danger and he fears for them, they should get guns. But he just said guns won't make you safer. So what are you talking about, buddy? Look, I lived in Miami, and many of you have heard me tell this story. There was a string of home invasions. A guy was upstairs in his house taking a shower. He gets out of the shower in his towel and he hears rustling. He walks downstairs to see what's going on, and 2 home invaders see him. Boom! Put one right in his chest. Kill him. They don't want to get caught. Turns out these guys, I guess they were illegal immigrants. They had entered the country illegally, and they were robbing people's homes in rural parts of Florida, in rural parts of South Miami, because they wanted money. So what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to deal with that? I had a friend who told me that no one should ever have a gun for any reason. And I said, okay, let me ask you something. I'm in my farm in a rural area. The closest police department is a 40-minute drive. This is true. And there's been a string of home invasions and murders. So somebody one night is seen on my property waving a flashlight around. What should I do? Well, if I don't have a gun, should I just hide under my bed and hope this person, who probably does, is going to spare my life? Should I run outside, get in my car, and drive away and flee? Well, I have friends and family. We can't all just do that. We have animals we take care of. Should we abandon all of them? I'll tell you what I did. I cracked my break action air rifle, went outside, and probably not the smartest thing in the world, and just dry fired the air compression rifle. Loud bang, and I yelled, "Hey!" They turned tail and ran. And I said, you know what? We didn't have guns. All I had was a little pellet gun. But it was scary enough, that loud bang, chased them off. Should I have done nothing? Should I have nothing? And that made me realize, you know what, man? Probably need an actual gun. And the scary thing, you can't really do warning shots with real weapons. So I don't know if that was the right thing to do at all. Because, but I figured this person was relatively far away. It was a big property. And the bang may scare them off, and they're not going to come near a house with a weapon. It worked. We didn't have to worry about anything. Don't know who the person was. Don't know what their intentions were. They had jumped a 6-foot-tall fence to get onto our property, so I can only assume it was bad intentions. Should I own nothing? What should I do? Should I just die? Well, my friend didn't have an answer. So Cenk Uyger is saying, you're actually in danger. They're going to get a gun. So people who live in Chicago aren't in danger from the violence, from the shootings and the gun. Huh? In New York, crime is skyrocketing. They're not in danger? Logic makes no sense. Cenk Uyger has this tweet from yesterday. He says, right wing seems to be celebrating that Nashville shooter was trans, as if that vindicates them. WTF, doesn't that prove that maybe you guys shouldn't bully people about who they are? If you think the answer is more bullying, you missed the point and probably are a terrible person. Wow. You think these 9-year-old children were bullying anybody? I mean, maybe the 9-year-old kids were bullying other kids over playing with the wrong Lego or something. But what did those 9-year-old children do to warrant what happened? This is social zombism. The fact that Cenk Uyger can be like, okay, I'll be a little bit of hypocrite. Guns don't make you safer and you shouldn't get them, but trans people should because they're in danger. There's no logic there. Only political power. And I think that's what, for the most part, separates the left and the right. The right tends to be principled. The left tends to be collectivist. So my view is, trans people should have guns. That's right. Don't know, don't care. The Second Amendment exists and anybody can have a weapon. They have a right to keep and bear arms. But you do not have a right to use those weapons to kill the innocent. You have a right to keep and bear arms to defend yourself, your family, your country. But you don't have a right to aggress upon others. So this argument that they're putting out there, it's meaningless and makes no sense. They want to ban guns because of the fear of a possibility of someone taking negative actions. The problem is there's a possibility of anyone using anything to take a negative action. You can put a padlock. This was a problem at a local high school in my area. Someone took a padlock and wrapped a shoelace around it and swung it and hit somebody with it. So they banned padlocks. It's like, huh? A combination locks are small. You could tie a rock to a string, dude, and wrap a rubber band around it or something. You could fill a sock full of quarters. People can do whatever to be bad people. Now, I get it. Guns are more powerful than a padlock on a shoelace. What about knives, screwdrivers? People are going to find means to do these things, and 3D printed guns exist. The cat is out of the bag. So, Cenk, what are you talking about, man? Make a real argument. Because I obviously don't want kids to get hurt, but banning guns doesn't stop that when 3D printed guns exist. Address the issue. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes. Stick around and I'll see you all shortly.